we have to do year over year. You know, I mean, it's something I think you have to look at every year. Hopefully you don't have to, but when you have to, then you need to.
The undesignated fund balance has always been there for emergencies. I think that what the council did was try to lessen the hit to the taxpayers and the employees, but I think it also prevented us from making some of the tough decisions to kind of just put it off. I like to think that the undesignated fund balance is there for emergencies. If the town has any kind of disasters and needs to use it, like they did back in the flooding, we took money out of the undesignated fund balance to fix bridges. It's kind of, to me, a rainy day account. I wouldn't have rated it as I like to put it. It's kind of a shell game when you're moving money around. Ultimately, it comes from the same place. So I wasn't very fond of it. As a counselor, I would try to stay away from doing that and have to address the budget as it is, on a whole. And that's look at what you have in front of you for staffing and the other issues, not the other issues, but the other parts of the budget that involve maybe personnel. That's a rainy day fund. It should be left a rainy day fund, and you shouldn't be tapping into that unless it's an emergency.
I think the town manager was asked to lower the budget, and he did exactly what he had to do. And it worked in the past, and there's going to be hopefully better days, and we can hopefully refund that fund that we have.
I would say I'd have to look at it on an individual basis. Like, my first gut reaction is it's a rainy day fund. Unless it isn't an emergency, I wouldn't want to touch it. If we tapped into it or did not designate funds to go into it to save a police officer's job or a firefighter's job, that goes to the safety of the town and the general welfare of the people. So in that case, I would support it. But again, I'd want to really look long and hard at it before I just arbitrarily took money out of it.
Thank you all. We have time for one remaining question from the public. Seeing none, I will begin alphabetically with Dana Coons, and you each have a 2-minute time period to summarize your experience while you're running, items that you may want to share with the public.
Thank you, Mark. I decided to run for the council because we are facing some hard times right now with the economy. There's some challenges facing Londonderry. I think they're going to be exciting challenges. When I was on the planning board, a lot of the plans were laid out for the Pettingill Road project. I was part of those plans, and then they just kind of went dormant for a while. Now they're starting to come back to a head, and I would like to see them through. I know that there is interest by companies to move into that area. There was back then, and the reason a lot of them didn't is just because there was no access. This will definitely put Londonderry on the road to recovery if we can get this developed. I'd like to do my best to either decrease the taxes to the property owners or try to hold them flat. That's going to be a difficult challenge. We need to maintain the infrastructure of the town. This goes hand in hand with the economic development. If we don't have the proper infrastructure, companies aren't going to want to come here. They're not going to want to build here. I want to promote teamwork on the council and with the town employees. We're all in this together. Whether you work for the town, you're an employee, you're part of the town, and we're all in this together. And again, we need to manage the commercial growth of the town so that it fits in with Londonderry's pattern or thinking, architecture, the growth that we have managed to develop currently so that it looks good, it's attractive to the people, and attractive to people coming into the town.
Mark, I wanted to thank you for putting on this great forum. It gave everyone an opportunity to be heard and for the community to get to know us a little better. I think that was really good. And I think there's really a clear and distinct difference between us, and that is also good. Make your decision a little easier. Why am I running for town council? It's really very simple. I want to keep Londonderry a great place to live. I know I can achieve this by being a fiscally responsible leader who work hard to maintain the quality of life that we've all become so accustomed to. I believe we need to start running this town like a business. I am a proven professional in the business that I run. If elected, I'll fight hard to maintain the high standards of services that we enjoy. I'll continue to protect Londonderry's rural aesthetics and work diligently to create a positive revenue flow in order to reduce or eliminate the tax impact on our residents whenever possible. Please vote for me, Joe Green, on March 10th, and don't forget to vote twice on March 14th, town meeting. Thank you.
I decided to run for town council. I've lived here for 7 years. I spent a couple of terms as town representative in the town where I grew up, and I enjoyed participating in the town and feeling like I was making a difference. I have 4 children that I'm bringing up in the town, and I'd like to think that they can have some of the same things that I've had when they get older. Like many of the people sitting here and out there or watching tonight, I've also foolishly squandered most of my money this winter on food and heat. And I'd like to think that coming into next year, there might be a little bit extra. I'm a hefty guy and I like to eat, and I'd like to have those couple extra dollars to do that. But in being serious, there are a lot of things that affect the town that's coming up, and my background as a manager in the business industry helps me understand budgeting, controlling. I know how to make a difficult decision. I don't want to tippy-toe around any of the subjects so that I don't offend anybody. I'm very accessible. I'm home every day. I have the time to put into the job. I'm more than willing to listen to anybody, even if it's little. Do you want to complain about the budget? Do you think you need a stop sign at the end of your road? Hey, I'll listen to you. And I hope you support me and I get your vote on March 10th.
I was actually talking to a friend of mine one night, and he said, geez, what are you doing? I said, you know, I'm working, I'm running the kids around. And he said, we should run for town council. I thought, wow, what? Run for town council? Wow, I don't think so. But then I started thinking about it, and it kind of made sense. I'm very tired of the status quo in town, and being that I'm raising my kids in this town, we chose to live in Londonderry when we moved out here. We chose to raise our children here. We intend to continue doing that. So I have a vested interest in helping make this town the best community that I can possibly make it. I think we need to make decisions faster. I think we need to implement those decisions in a timely manner. I think we need somebody to take charge and make it a successful business and residential community. I'm not looking to change the look of the town. I think we have a fabulous town. I like the orchards. I like the walkways. So I'm not looking to change that, but there is plenty that we can do to improve our situation and make it a little bit more successful on the business side. I think we need somebody who can make decisions based on fact and not emotion. Somebody who's not afraid to make a decision, and somebody who can act. I think we need to plan this community for the long term so our children and our grandchildren have the opportunity to live here and in their own house, not in your basement. My 2 top issues are economic and business development and transitioning out our traditional town meeting. I understand the time commitment that town council takes, and I have that time to give. I think I'm the best candidate for this job, and I would appreciate your vote on March 10th.
Very well put. Again, I'm Sean O'Keefe. Been involved with the budget committee for the 2 years I served, proudly, and learned a lot. Been in town since '78, seen this town change from when Crossroads was a stop sign, which was a long time ago, and